Hi guys and welcome back to the channel for your road review and thoughts. This review is going to be probably not as thorough as my Rumble review or past review is on this channel because there was only three matches last night and very promo heavy. But we started off right hot with on Barry. There wasn't any time to jump straight into the superstar entrances of it. You get them after this segment, because you know how they open up the show with the superstar arrivals, as they call them. But but Aker was but Aker was out at ringside destroying things, imposing himself on Corey Graves and Michael Cole. It says, well, you go when you do double or say, just do what you've got to do. It destroys an ounce table, actually flips it over after he chucks them on the tools program notes off it. Then he says, give me a mic, and he basically says to Adam Yes, Adam, yes, I want to ruin the Royal Rumble, but I'm going to ruin your show. Um, so, if that outcomes Paul Heyman says to on, um, Paul Heyman says to on, and the rest to the member, I'll say to on, calm down, calm down, you're gonna get yourself suspended. So any case, Heyman jumps on the mic and he says, Adam P. Yes, says your fault, you pre-approved the users before we go over to Saudi. You must know who the masked man was. Um, you must know who the masked man was, but yeah, performing or um for a multi-million dollar company, and I find it hard to believe that you didn't know. You knew damn well who the masked man was, but on with the dance now. Actually, I can say if you don't want to get your ass out here, out here I've and and in 3 seconds I'm gonna kick your ass basically. So out so out comes Adam Pierce. He says he says, all right, bro, on your go, and he kicked my ass. Where here's a gift. Here's a gift for all you can keep your job even after all that piss poor performance in the Rumble. And with all the vision members still in there, Braun break or goes to confront Adam Pearce, but he's blockaded by security. Erwin hates me music hits. and he jumps through the crowd and he hits the Asian members with of this of a steel chair, so it carries on the whole revenge feud, and I think he will on Bronson Reed at the WrestleMania. In the back later on, act, um, Breaker would actually send Heyman to go get him a match with Elwin. Heyman would actually um, say to Adam Pearce, give on the Breaker on the match with Knight. He's looking for revenge and El in and Adam Pearce says I can't Ruda and Abba and the Brown Breaker and Elwin out for from the Elden Rigger until so other like either of them are not, but your guys got a match about with or on but on Sunlight. I just decided to combine those two segments because they're important, but we'll get to the we'll get to the first match in the card in the House of Javon Evans. So Javon Evans faced Elgara and the America. I know pretty good match. Here you've got El Grande, who's more kind of the get around and pound style when you've got Javon Evans, who's basically the next Wolfie Kingston, but like half a second quicker than him, if that makes sense. So, yeah, really good back and forth actual though from to the second half of it. El Grande Americano had Javon grounded, and it was only towards the end Javon Evans started getting back into every time. Every time Evans would build momentum, no Ryo and Bravo would get involved and try to pass the signature metal way that get Randy uses to load up the mass to cheat and get the win. But um but but luckily for Javon, the original Elgra Antica comes out who's Chad Abel, as we know. He does a gracious sort of on you've got the Ludwig Kaiser version of Randy looking for a power extra. Vaughn is able to capitalize and hits the 5 star on Elgra Andy and he gets um, it gets a victory. I should actually mention the events. Orion and Bravo from Gavin El Grande, the Steel Police, and as I've said in my Rumble review, I expect that the two El Grande Americanos will have a match either at WrestleMania or at Triple a 34, and it'll be a mask versus mask match because now you've got two separate masks. You've got the Ludwig Kaiser version of Elgara and the Americano and a green sort of mask with a red trim, so traditional Mexican colours and sporting colours, I should say. And you've got the Chad Gable Americano mask that's basically the American flag with the American um well of the American made um symbol at the top, although I think now now Chad Gable will be dispatched from the because he's positioned as the baby face of this feud. Um so I think now it will be Ivy Nile leading the charge for American made. A bit later on, you see him awesome Americanos and El Grande Americano actually be asked by Iron Saxton what is your reaction to um seeing the original Elgra and Eric Arnold to ice um to ice now but Orion but avos the American stupid was have no oh sure Cell Grande Americano is a true Americano. This other guy's imposter or El Grande says he'll expose like expose this fraud and proof once again that he is the best at the orange if he has the real grande Americano. Isaacs are really throwing himself into this role. Obviously, there is like two Americanos because in real life, Chad Gable went down with an injury. They wanted to keep the El Grande Americano character when they've gave Kaiser um Bravo and Ryo for this gimmick who are Tyler and Pete on as I've said Pete on is Bravo because Bravo still does the air power in spin and spoiler alert folks so does Tyler Summer Orioles offense as identical to his original persona Pete Dunne. So yeah, it kind of makes sense really. Um, and I think it'll lead to a mass versus mass match. Now, I kinda actually would rather the Ludwig Kaiser version get the victory because they've given him his own faction. Um, to to be honest, and he's established the rapport of out the poor one of the Mexican fans down in Chirapaway. You could make the argument that the Chad Gable Americano's been wrong to do on his baby face of the feud, obviously, and that he never lost the WWE speed title, which he originally on it was the eyes of the version that was that to Asper or Troy on NXT. If you remember, not too long ago, guys, but yeah, that's where that's heading. You you see Biden Saxton having an interview on the platform of asking the three and are chatting about um and then they're chatting about Natty as she goes by and about her comments from last week and basically Maxine says nah I can ever let the attitude actually me down I was her best friend and you push a friend to me to get the Intercontinental Championship. He says that that Natty um that Natty aims should estimates equal and um um and she says she only to estimate me on the bit to be kilo inch and then to Continental Championship, but I'm not in the naive uh, seen any or I'm the wrestler that but Eureka I couldn't take games and yeah it was a very passionate sort of it was a very passionate sort of Romo you, you get passion throughout the night. Hear the breakers off at the start of the show I thought was excellent. Heyman um Heyman in the back could deliver the news to Ron Break or he's not happy that he's been thrown out the building at one. Looks as though he's only smashed off up, but Heyman says, in calm and get yourself out the building. Um, so then we get to us segment and or comes out to AJ Styles music and allowed actually I think oh here a man and it's AJ so everybody is all happy and then you see the pyro war and you see it's in also he showers in the booze and the years basically It's a classic for style promo. Half of it was an Austrian, so I couldn't really understand it. But he said though that he's the career killer and he's the one that beat Goldberg and beat John Cena and beat AJ Styles and you step into and win and you step in the ring with the career killer or the accomplishments mean nothing. And yeah, AJ Styles is a little bit shady and as a load of an Austrian is native and each but out comes Dragon Lee, the former tag team champion partner or if AJ Styles he hits him with a side uh, um, and he has gone for the you into the outside a lot of high flying offense from Dragon. He gets Gunther all over the barricade from and the drop kick. So it's as though he's going for any sort of Gunther until Gunther Yankster and Bell smash is a more of it and the end guys Gunther or get some in the so he put hold security and the referee is amount to prize Gunther um off Dragon he and 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 as a try and help Dragon out to the back. At then at then it's to unforgetting and so he put hold on the apron and it's as though what is dangling and I also dragging he goes so and yeah that's gonna be good and for next opponent and to be honest guys he's actually needing himself another singles feud because he's been put in tag teams. He's been put in tag teams constantly with the LWO and AJ Styles teaming up with Penta and recent times too, and he's not really had a feud. He's not really had a feud. Since the Dominic since the Dominic Mysterio feud for the NXT North American Championship singles feud. He did have a few matches up against Santos Escobar and Carlito, but those weren't really proper singles feuds. They were basically just because they were basically just because they were associated with Femi Stereo and um Dragon is kind of the student. very Mysterio, so it's nice that he gets like another um like a single goes for it. You see a pretty taped promo of Finn Balor explaining his actions for last week is he feels he's been disrespected. He feels as though he's the best or, or in the company. He says it's a couple of weeks ago in Belfast wasn't just a dull on office stand out every time. So he says, then he says that he will wants it all when he's coming for the World Heavyweight Championship. So CM Punk will watch out. The the Usos the Usos at the end put Alpha Academy on notice a shop or Romo Jay and Ginger Jay and Ginger may discuss them match ahead of them for next rule. He basically just the copy and paste the what Jay's been doing the past couple of weeks, so it's not a lot. So yeah, and I think Jay is firmly or regimented, but back into the Tiger ranks now. I think I think the failed experiment of Michael Hayes is now over, and he's back. And jail shows back in the tag division. And personally, yeah, I think he's a lot more comfortable. I don't think he was handling the pressure particularly well, as we've seen in the first season of On the you the pressure. I don't think he was handling it all too good. And yeah, and yeah, so it is actually nice up to see him a bit more comfortable. In the back, though Alpha Academy are talking about a tag match, but if the us to each other, they kind of give a response to what they've heard the Usos say. They get some comedian, but yeah, or or I don't know how you pronounce the guy's surname. I've never really heard of him. He kind of opts up. He kind of gives Alpha Academy a pep talk. Vaccine comes in the three of the basic. Oh, he checking up on my vaccine. She said she's not in a naive role anymore. Or and she means what she said. She's gonna make Natalia out. And yeah, so then we get so then we get to enter the Elsie's or onsen read. Now this took ages to get to the second match of the night because it's all been sort of promo on backstage heavy. This would actually um this would actually lead to account out the activity for on Evans. Actually, the offense no fell, but on the he was in control. Uh, he was in control from did I say Von Evans? I meant Penn. Sorry. Penta did a few. Penta did a few bits of offense in, but most of it was but around Snurry. And um, and he couldn't make it back into the ring from further an LA night chair shot I can then be yeah onto the chair it gave pen to the victory and yeah and yeah it served its purpose and it like it put some more meat on the bone for the potential WrestleMania match. Obviously the vision Happy Heyman's beside himself is like what you when he should get the disco or victory there for he outs to and Bronson lead the lose still is overrated. Sullivan is perfect here and yeah so now it's on the of or intake amount, but before we hear from more have we hear from Dominic Mysterio who makes his return um f- who makes his return from injury. He says to the or but not me here to to like Phil. He is to celebrate with my early it as it also and um and so I and so without any further ado welcome you to into a six oil rumble I'm into another of or and um and you kind of thought we were going to get a Jamie Noble type a damn moment with the worst to win the thing, but no, still EG era folks or it's a generation so long since on, but it kinda reminded me yeah, Jamie Noble and Nedley, yeah, to be honest. Um, but then, or as thank you for the introduction, should and says she's a giddy to and or oil rumble another all time. she says she's going to the main event at so she says good to up to the kill the or if he gets an match with Stephanie Vicky tonight for the women's World Heavyweight Championship. Um, so then um, so and out comes like Elder Holly is and she asks so if she asks what if I shall emanate it her and if Emory responds with if it's not could that yield them was gender is personal also like the seeds have been planted or or a trail obviously um so it says get the access or a yum arch of course it was Jerry Aston Street was because it's a street for it's a with the Elfish it's a with the Elfish street fight outcomes the evening for yeah and the two of them have the best match of the night. I am a very physical match. They had them Stephanie but rag all the way in the cowboy movies with her feet tied to of the chain that was at a good candle with step shots like El Power Bomb to the through the able through the first able oh um I I should I should uh, um it ultimately it to the judgment day getting involved to do the second table that was set up here. I think you think Kel's gonna the judgment day try and get involved to help Kel but or Oxa and Parison of Morgan with ik and out and um and it's to the cold able spot where you think here you think like was on the power um power on if any through the table but or hurricane and it was it exchange just done for fortunately table didn't the table didn't have there was a big big ash down the middle but it never fully gave and unfortunately is Stephanie hits it the EV and gets a victory and um the and the of work and or of Ives os elf she had Stephanie with them. Uh, Available, and she holds up Stephanie's immense or heavy cha armpincha so that's how decided, and so then we get to so then we get to the final so then so then we get uh, to the final segment and the solo opener is actually comes out and he talks about his history and followed the elf. Yeah, um, he talks about his two options. Obviously the about the money, yeah, in favour or to challenge and see on so then see on so then see on um comes out and he says so the woman will I you is never but it's time you're gonna take the easy way out and the easy way out is Jeremiah. I can't I am older woman and actually says that I've been eating Jeremiah for years if his cousins help or and actually says I've always hated eating I've always hated eating I've always hated eating uh, yeah said King or schedule on them from the start of 134 on there on the champion you had the in hundred to all human by your side to just like but just as you done it all on guard and doesn't mean you did it but on another and actually a murder home and actually he says a punk the only thing I'll and pardon uh, as to do you and um and then that's and he says he hates him and he's out and Jim Ham instead or see him uncle address Van Bow or at this or an exchange said to do of him down the road. So presumably that'll be CM Punk's title defense heading until a mini Asian chamber. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Those are the two Royal Rumble match. We've still got we've still got a mini Asian chamber to choose a path or Jade and Drew's championships. So that'll be all resolved down in the mini Asian chamber. I'll give this episode a 6 out of 10. I think another match would have been a lot better are a lot of Romo heavy off. I think just the full off sort of. I think just the full off sort of actually it helped the show here, but yeah, overall not too bad. But I would also like a cow to actually eating Stephanie here. I think it would help to the of and a cow story on forward because it's all about them. And Stephanie just seems like an afterthought, and like I'm not so agno of Stephanie. I think she's probably one of the best for from the company. It's just she's seemingly like a bit of an afterthought in this story they're trying to tell. But I think by actually, I think by bachelor Ash, I think the judgment day will be the span they didn't go enough to do the thing. Sean will be delighted by that red action, but yeah, uh, I just think Kirikel eating Stephanie would have been um would have been a benefit to this story, and Stephanie Victoria can't be too happy that they've changed her names also to the previous offer in, but like, yeah, I just think that was a shitty move because she asked to keep that on, but they obviously said, no, oh, you're getting some new ring music, and I just think that's a shit thing. So, yeah, sorry to Stephanie Victoria for that. Hopefully, hopefully the management see sense, because would imagine you're not too uh, happy with it, to be honest. But yeah, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment, uh, each instead of in your comments, and let me know your thoughts on the episode, and I'll see you all very soon. And remember to like, share, and subscribe if I answer. I'll be back very soon for another video. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.